I'm here at FCA Camp because there's nothing else like it. I've been to lots of other camps, sports camps, Christian camps, and there's nothing like FCA Camp.
I made the trip all the way from Illinois just to be here. As a person who went to FCA Camp growing up, I saw so much value in coming to FCA Camp because of the ways that you can not only increase your athletic ability, but at the same time you're being trained in godliness. And the Bible says that that's so much more important. And to have those two together in one camp is a dream for me.
This is my first time. I had to have like 12 kids. Nothing to be afraid of. It's like literally one of the best things that you'll do. Because they see who we are, where we are, they're actually like really open to listening to what we have to say.
Whether you sit the bench or you're the star player, you're a college athlete that loves God, and that's something that's so cool in their eyes. And so it's really an amazing thing to be able to be used by God to pour into their lives and just to watch them grow.
The food is good, everything's paid for, so you don't have to worry about nothing. All your meals are paid for, the beds, all that stuff. So it's just really a great time.
Being in the dorms is nice again because you get to be with all these younger girls who have never experienced college, and it's just like seeing it through new eyes. The facilities are great, and it's UCLA. Like, who doesn't want to come here for a week and just live on campus for free, you know?
I think it's really cool being a Huddle Leader to get to be with other college athletes that understand what you're going through, understand the struggles of being a college athlete and staying strong in your faith. And so it's awesome to be able to connect with them.
Being a Huddle Leader, we get to come 2 days earlier and we get to mingle with all the other Huddle Leaders and get to know them first, so you kind of have those relationships built before the athletes come, so that when they do come, you already know other leaders and you can like talk to other huddles and just get to know them as well.
I didn't have to come as a biblical scholar. I didn't have to come as, you know, this professor in theology. I got to come as myself and who Christ is in me, and I got to share that with my group of guys. They already came willing and receptive to the word and what I had to say about who Jesus Christ is, and I think that's the best part.
I think it's really interesting when it comes to high schoolers because you never know what they're going to hear. A while ago I was sharing about how Christ should be our focal point, and just when we're competing as athletes to try to find that cross. And ever since then, my athletes have just been like, who are you competing for? Who are you running for? What are you doing? They're keeping me accountable. So it's just been really cool to see them catch on so quickly.
I have a few girls who weren't necessarily brought up in the church. I felt like one of them in particular wasn't really paying attention the first night and just kind of like distant. And then when we had our huddle later that night, I just asked if anyone had anything that stood out to them, and this girl just like, it just clicked.
And then other ones that were really quiet in the beginning, they started like during worship. I saw one of them, you know, at first he was trying to be cool, and then by the end of it, he had his hands lifted in worship, and it was just a beautiful thing to see him step out of his comfort zone.
One of the coaches asked if any girl wanted to pray, and a girl raised her hand and she's like, I've never done this before. And just her eyes lit up and she ended up praying, and after she was like, that was my first time, and she was just so excited. I think it's the little things like that, just to see the huge things that God does and just the little things like a simple prayer at the end of practice.
This camp has been prayed over so much, and it's just amazing to see that wherever we prepare our hearts and wherever we're surrendering to Him, like He's going to show up and do huge things, and that's definitely here at FCA Camp.